What's up, witches? Thank you so much for clicking the button and joining me today as I actively avoid paperwork and unbox a deck that I have been waiting for, oh God, it has to be more than a year. Yippee! I have the Buffy the Vampire Slayer deck. Holy shit, you guys. I am a massive Buffy fan, and I didn't watch the series when it was first aired, although at the time, all right, here comes some old chestnuts. At the time, I used to see it in the TV magazine that came with our Sunday newspaper. Whew, creak. Anyway, I used to see it all the time, and the name made me kind of giggle. But I never went to watch it, and it was my sister that turned me on. We were up at her house once, and they were showing the, innumerable reruns, and we started watching, and I'm like, what's this? And she's like, oh my God, you haven't watched it. And I got hooked. Water already. The sheer excitement is drying my mouth out. All right. So I had it on my wish list, and then I forgot that it was being released this month, or it certainly would have been purchased right away. But when I figured it out, I messaged my daughter and said, please buy me this deck. And she did, and I got it last night, and yippee to the skippy. Oh God, that's awful. Anyway, here we are. Now, one of the things, this is an Insight Editions deck, and I have the Labyrinth deck, and I have the Disney Villains deck, and I have, there's one more that I can't remember, and they're fandom decks. They are decks that are that come off of things that already have an existing fandom. And you know what? I don't know if there's a name for Buffy fans other than Buffy fans. I'll have to look that up. Anyway, I am one. I was hesitating. I mean, I knew I was going to get this deck immediately because it's Buffy. But I was prepared for it to be pippish and to be, okay, the majors are great, but the rest. And then I saw a flip through and so blown away. So this is not a true unboxing. I have seen the deck. But here we go. So we've got this sturdy Insight Editions box tarot deck and guidebook. Insight Editions. Written by Casey Gilley, illustrated by Carl James Mountford. And then we have the symbols of the suits, and I love it. There's a stake, there's a pentagram, there's the Slayer tool, and a cup. And do you see the damage here? Well, apparently, I've been bitching about Amazon putting decks in their padded mailers, and then they get thrown around, and there's always one corner of the box that's completely munched. This one came pristine, but when I picked it up from my daughter's last night and I was getting back into the car, I dropped it on the concrete and munched a corner. Oh well. All right, let's see. Includes a fully illustrated, so not pippish, 78 card deck and 128 page guidebook. Follow the wisdom of Buffy, Willow, Xander, Spike, and others with this beautifully illustrated tarot deck inspired by the beloved series Buffy the Vampire Slayer, featuring beautiful original illustrations of Buffy Summers, Giles, Angel, and the rest of the Scoobies as classic tarot characters. Yippee! All right. And just a dark blue inside and a piece of glue. Oh, a piece of glue that when I removed it left a thing. Oh, there's a pattern. But dings. All right. There's the guidebook. And, the deck nests in a section and then the guidebook on top, which I kind of like. I like this kind of rim. Thank you for the ribbon pull. And we have, again, the symbols of the suits. Let's take a quick look at the book. The copyright is this year. This was just released at the beginning of this month, so March 2023. Meeting Your Chosen One. Major Arcana, the 411, Minor Arcana, the Deets, and the Suits. And then we've got the majors listed, the suits listed, tarot readings, preparing to read your tarot, nice to meet you, prophecy girl, a world without shrimp, and 5x5. Okay, so I love the references so far. Nice to meet you, not so much. Prophecy girl, that's Buffy, obviously. A world without shrimp. That was, I can't remember the episode, but they were talking about all the different worlds, and I'm pretty sure that came from Anya. You know, yes, there's all these different worlds. There's a world without shrimp. And 5x5 was something that Faith used to say, you know, how you doing, 5x5, like high five. About the author, about the illustrator, let's take a quick look there. Casey Gilly is the mother of a young goblin, a horror fan, and a comic book writer. The first two prepared her for the third. Her work includes Buffy the Last Vampire Slayer, My Little Pony Generations, Star Wars Adventures, as well as many tarot decks with inside editions. Okay. She resides in Portland, Oregon, where she divides her time between writing creepy books, hanging out with her cats, and growing tropical plants. About the illustrator, Carl James Mountford is an illustrator who works in both traditional and digital media. Carl specializes in book cover design and chapter illustrations, but also works on picture books, board games, and licensing items. His sketchbooks rarely get a day off. Carl now resides and works in the oldest town in Wales with his dog, 3 chickens, and any other wildlife that turns up. Okay. I like these people. Meeting Your Chosen One. Welcome to Sunnydale, where the weather is perfect, the bronze is jammin', and the dead don't stay buried. This is a town where magic, destiny, and power converge, making it the perfect inspiration for tarot. In this deck, you will reunite with some familiar faces, the Scoobies, Spike, Angel, and more, as well as some faces you maybe thought had been defeated already and sent back to hell. Just as Buffy discovered her fate through her experiences in Sunnydale, this tarot deck can help you understand your life's direction by using characters, artifacts, and significant moments from her world. Whenever you meet a new friend or mysterious new demon hottie, it's nice to introduce yourself. Your tarot deck is no different. It's important to get to know it and tell it about yourself and how you'd like to work together. This can be accomplished by doing a few things. You may want to begin your relationship with your deck by cleansing it, but think less shower and more fun witchy cleansing. One easy way is to leave your cards in the light of the full moon or in a ring of salt. That's a great idea, to help shake off any bad vibes they might have picked up. Start a tarot diary and don't let anyone read it. A diary is like a person's most private place. Just ask Buffy. As you go through your deck, examine the cards, write down your first impressions, blah, blah, blah. After your deck's been cleansed and you've spent time with each card, consider conducting the Nice to Meet You spread on the next page. Okay, on the next page. Well, it's not on the next page. Okay, so already we've got an editing issue. The Nice to Meet You spread is in the back. What are this deck's strengths? What type of readings will be most effective? What types of questions might this deck have difficulties with? How can I get the most out of my relationship with tarot in general and this deck in particular? Okay. All right. Let's get to the deck. And here are the backs. Very I mean, I don't see any. If I looked at this, I would not know it was Buffy. But that's fine. It's the back of the cards. The deck is evenly cut. Although there's a bit of a split in the middle here. So I'm thinking they might have been printed in 2 batches. But the fact that, you know, there's that split and yet the cards are even across the top. The top and the bottom edge are by far the most important for it to be evenly cut. Down the sides, who cares? But if the top isn't evenly cut, you cannot riffle them very well. It's kind of a chunky deck, but the cardstock feels very pliable. I mean, look at this. I can do that with no problem. And here is Xander as the Fool. Is that a little thing from my desk? And a little cat hair sticking out there. All right. So Xander is the Fool. And we have images that we know we're in the Buffy verse. You recognize that shirt and that yellow from the episode of, what was it called? Where Xander was split in two. You know, the good qualities and the not so good qualities. But we can tell it's Xander. If you are a Buffy fan, you know who you're looking at here. Although the drawings are not realistic, they're not pictorially accurate to what they look like. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Anyway, here's the Fool. Perfect choice. In the graveyard, the Magician is Willow. That's awesome. That's wonderful. And we do have all the elements here. I'm not sure what the wand is. This bone, stakes are the wands. So I don't see a wand, unless that bone could be it, at any rate. Tara! This is Tara! Oh my god, yes. So while I looked through, I just did a flip through. I didn't look deeply. Sorry, I've got cat hairs everywhere today. All right, so there's Tara as the High Priestess. Wonderful choice there. We do have familiar things, the black and white towers, the book, the crown. And here's Drew as the Empress. This one is odd to me. Very odd. And I'm thinking, you know, to have a vampire as the Empress. Okay, she did take care of Spike, and she was very, you know, mommy-ish with her dolls that we see here. But yeah, that's odd. I'll accept it. It's Buffy. And Buffy is the Emperor. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. She is the one with the power. And there's Giles. Oh my god. One of my favorite characters. And the lovers is Tara and Willow on the bridge from Once More with Feeling, the musical episode. Just amazing. And look at how we have this tree with the snake coming up. We have this tree that's in flames. So we have a lot of references. We don't have an angel up there, but we've got a sun beaming down. We have a lot of references to traditional imagery. Very much appreciated. And here the chariot is Cordelia with her, what did her license plate say? Queen C, I think. Outside of the bronze. Look at the flip phone. Awesome. And here is Dawn. We're going to start looking up now, which I have not yet done. Dawn Summers, yes. Okay, so there is a title under the tarot title that tells you who it is. Buffy, Willow Rosenberg, Tara McClay. I'm glad they have their last names. That's just attention to detail. All right. Except for Oz. We don't have Oz's last name. The Hermit. That's perfect. With the full moon behind him. Oh my God. And the lamp. They're doing a good job of having it stay connected to traditional tarot, but in the Buffy verse. And here we have the first Slayer as the Wheel of Fortune. Sinea, the first Slayer. They have her name. That's awesome. And look at the little... These are the things from the shadow thing that went around. That's nice and specific for you. And here's Angel. Wow. Does it just say Angel? It just says Angel. And then, come on. Different color borders, and there's Spike. Spike. Far and away my favorite character in the entire series. And he was only supposed to be around for one season. And from what I have heard in interviews with James Marsters, who played Spike, Joss Whedon wasn't happy that the fans loved him so much that he had to bring him back. And at death, we have the Gentleman. Excellent episode. Temperance is Joyce, Buffy's mother. Look at the mask on the wall and all this artwork with the alluding to her gallery job. Look at the devil, Dark Willow. They even have the veins on her face. I love it. This is one, when I saw a flip through, that hit me square in the feels. From season 5. Last episode. There she is. Wow. Here's the star. Kendra. And I think, was Kendra first or second season? I think she might have been first season, because I think that's the master. All right. And here we have Faith. Faith as the moon. Faith, I don't remember her last name. Let's see if we have it. Faith Lehane. I never knew her last name. Lehane. That's excellent. Anya is Judgment. Please check all bags and backpacks at the count. That perfect. Absolutely perfect. They must have had so much fun working this out. And you can tell that the author is a solid Buffy fan. And here's another one right in the feels. Buffy at the prom with her little umbrella. And look from the corners here. So we have, like the 4 fixed signs that are usually in the corners of the world, we've got like just demons. We don't have specific, like the angel and the eagle and the bull and the lion, but we do have 4 things around the edge. Okay. Xander is the king of stakes. And this is him last season with his eye patch. Here is, that's not Dawn again. Queen of Stakes is Kennedy. Okay. All right. So there's Kennedy from the last season as well. And see, this is the problem, because we don't have accurate faces that actually look like the actors. They're sort of generic-ish, where we have to take clues from clothing and context. This is clearly Andrew, the Knight of Stakes. And here is Harmony with her unicorn. So they give you plenty of clues. Slayer, come and die. The details here are just, they're so much fun. They're making me so happy, because they are specific references to specific episodes, and it's awesome. So here's the Ace of Stakes. I'm assuming, since we have stakes and stakes, chalices, sides, and pentacles, I'm assuming these are wands. And here we have Buffy in her room with her chest of weapons and her backpack for the 2 of Stakes, preparing. Then we have Vampire Willow as the 3 of Stakes. All right, I'm going to peek. So I kind of need to see where they're going, just as far as descriptions and things. The 3 of Stakes presents an opportunity to reflect on how things are going as you pursue your objectives. And, well, let's just say you haven't gotten further than Ladies' Night Club before your van broke down. But before you despair, like all minor arcana cards, this is just a temporary delay. You'll be back on the road before you know it. So it's talking about a road trip, but we don't really see that portrayed here. Further than ladies' nightclub before your van breaks down. There's no reference to anything that was just said there in the image. So that's a problem. And it does talk about, you know, getting somewhere on the road, but something breaking down, and it doesn't really describe the Three of Wands in the traditional tarot either. Okay, so there's a sticking point. Welcome to Sunnydale, enjoy your stay. That's the 4. So the 4 of Wands, here's 2 people together and some others here. All right, so this is a deck definitely that has to be learned on its own context as well. Giles as the Fjarl demon. Oh my God. That's just excellent. So the 5 of Wands usually shows, I mean, you can see like the struggling with things. And here's the 6 of Stakes. 6 of Wands is victory card. All right, I guess that's victory. And then we've got Buffy looking at Buffy, and everybody's fighting in the background. She's got the scythe, but this is stakes. I'm confused, and I don't really know. Well, if she's got the scythe, that has to be season 7, right? Power. You have it, others don't. This bothers them. Okay, from one of my very favorite episodes in season 5. But the 7 of Stakes is a helpful reminder to continue living at full power, but to be aware that other people may view your success as a threat. You may find yourself having to defend your feelings, your expertise, your talents, so be prepared to advocate for yourself. All right, so that rings true for the 7 of Wands, but I don't know when this is. I mean, if it's 7th season, that might be the first that she's seeing, but I don't know that there was ever a time when oh, anyway, sorry. Here's the 8. Wands flying everywhere. So this has got to be like the end of season 3, where the whole school is fighting everybody. All right, and here's there's Spike when he gets his soul back. Sorry for spoilers. And there's Faith and Kakistos. So if you know the episodes, and I mean, here's 9 of Wands. All right. Maybe Wounded Warrior, the warrior of the people, I don't know. 10 of Wands is oppression, and Faith and Kakistos, there was an oppressive thing that she brought with her to Sunnydale. Oh, Giles. Giles and the grand opening of the magic box. Or it might have been Halloween. At any rate, Giles in his little wizard outfit, it's excellent. Halfrek is the Queen of Cups. She's also a vengeance demon. Oh, and the Knight of Chalices. This is Spike when he was alive and doing his poetry, and he was such a soft boy. Very soft boy, writing very bad poetry and getting thoroughly ridiculed for it. Oh my God, that is perfect. And here's Clem. I want to say Clem. Let's see. Clem, yes, Clem. Oh, so he's the page. And just, yeah, he's so sweet. Look at the kitten. They gamble with kittens, by the way. Here's the Ace of Chalices. And the Two of Chalices. Okay, I don't know what this is. And the Two of Chalices, so Two of Cups, said it's Buffy and Faith. Okay, let's look up here. A beautiful silver cross marked the beginning of Buffy's partnership with Angel. A relationship that would launch them both into self-discovery, co-slaying, and true love. If this card has found its way into your reading, it means you're on the precipice of a similarly exciting union, romantic or not. You've found someone who gets you, who wants to have your back, and who's aligned with your goals. Lucky you. Okay. Where is Angel? Where is the Silver Cross? This shows Buffy and Faith. And I can understand someone to have your back, but it looks like author and artist forgot to talk about this card, because it would make so much more sense to have Buffy and Angel. Maybe the scene where, you know, they kiss way back in the beginning and she pulls away and, you know, she walks away and he's got a cross burned into his chest because she was wearing the cross. Yeah, wow, that's very wide of the mark. And here we have the Three of Chalices. Look at, it's the three, Buffy, Willow, and Xander. Principal Snyder. That is perfect, because he is the sourest of them all. And here's when this is second season, when she fucked off to LA and became a waitress named Anne. And here's another one of my favorite episodes, Band Candy. Here's Giles and Joyce. Oh my God. The best. You know, the series was so damn funny. Is so damn funny. And I mean, I have watched it countless times. Of course we have it on DVD, but it's always playing on some streaming platform somewhere. And here we have Seven of Chalices, so we see all the things in the cups. Snakes, ghosts. Oh, look. Oh, this is Halloween. Looky. There's Cordelia in her leopard outfit. There's, I don't know what the red thing is. There's Xander as the soldier. Buffy in her little gown. And Willow as a ghost. Ah, that's the statue that Ethan Rayne used to cast the spell that made them become their costumes. And I don't know what those things are. I'm not going to take the time. Here's the Eight of Chalices. Ah, season 5. Yep. And this is from Once More with Feeling. There's the demon. I got to read this one. The Nine of Chalices. Symbolizes a rare moment, a wish coming true. Not the kind of wish that means you were never born, another reference, but the kind that gives you a happy. Your job is simply to enjoy it, no hexed ancient strings attached, just pure gratitude for the universe doing you a solid. So, okay, I could see that. It all worked out. Here is, we have Dark Willow, here's Light Willow with the scythe. Last episode of them all. Here's the mayor, the king of swords, king of scythes. That's pretty cool. Jenny, oh my God. Jenny, so the techno-pagan, you know, the intellect. Ah, that's perfect. Here's Glory. Glory as the Knight of Swords. Wow. This is going to be fun, just getting to know this deck and playing with it, because I already have such a foundation in my head. Let's be honest, this world isn't fabulous enough for Glory. Her appearance is a sign that you're relentless in the pursuit of your dreams, not allowing anything to get in your way. Quick on her feet and quicker with her quips, Glory used her intelligence to solve most of her problems. Channel her approach by being direct and speaking your mind, but maybe don't try to destroy the world. Okay, it's a loose connection, but I get it. And, oh, it's Amy. It's Amy the witch in high school. Remember her mom, the cheerleading trophy? I hope if you're not a Buffy fan, you're getting something out of this, or you've probably glazed over already. Here's the Ace of Swords, Ace of Scythes. And the 2. There's Ben, Glory's other half. And here's the 3. Oh, big oof. The body. Oh my God. The 4 is that, oh, it's the Buffy bot. When I first saw this, I thought, oh, it's Buffy, in the grave, but it's not. It's the Buffy bot being recharged. Perfection. The 5. Oh, for abuse of power, here's Joyce telling Buffy, if you leave this house right now, don't bother coming back. 6 of Scythes. There's Oz. Now, as far as making your way through challenging waters, I don't really see that, but I'm not going to look up every single one that I have an issue with or a question about. Here's, that's got to be Ethan Rain. Yes. Yes, an omen of betrayal, it says. Ooh, yes, Ethan Rain was a big betrayer. Here's, season 4, Maggie Walsh. Maggie Walsh is the 8 of Swords. Oh, okay, yeah, the blindfold, but she's in a trap of her own making. That is absolutely perfect. 9 of Swords. Oh, so this talks about like nightmares. And in the episode that I don't remember the name of, this is where the nightmares come true. That's Buffy's nightmares, becoming a vampire. So many oofs in this deck. This is season 2. Oh my God. And I guess it was after season 2 that she fucked off and left. I think. Yes. And that's Robin Wood. Is his name Robin Wood? Or is that just the deck that I've got on my mind? Don't let this king fool you. Maybe a cool, sexy vampire fighting guy, but he's also a trusted advisor. Robin's energy. So it doesn't say, but I'm pretty sure his name is Robin Wood. The principal of the new high school. There's, Queen of Pentacles. This is one of the slayers that Spike killed. Robin's mother. Nikki is her name. Let's see if they mention her. Sorry this is taking long, but I'm going to relax. I'm not going to speed through this. Maternal, self-reliant, and practical, Nikki Wood. So it is Robin Wood. Yep. Riley Finn, inside the initiative, doing his duty. And this is the Bringers at the high school. She's a potential. Sounds like Amanda. Excellent. Wow. I mean, it's deep. The references are deep. There's the Ace of Pentacles. It's perfect. The Two of Pentacles is the fucking Double Meat Palace. Buffy at the Double Meat Palace. It was like it was fated. And it's the trio. Warren, Andrew, Jonathan. It's the fucking trio. It made me stop for a minute. So this is season 6, I believe. Yeah, it's gotta be. There's the magic box, the Four of Pentacles. Okay, scene of money making. And Anya's focus on the money. Okay, here's the Five of Pentacles. And we have, it's not the bringers. It's Glory's little dudes. Glory's little minions. That's kind of an interesting choice. I mean, it could have been, although we would only have one person, they could have done last season when the gang throws Buffy out. That would have been a very good choice, because this one there's like nothing really canon that this directly relates to. Maybe it's after Glory is gone. These little guys are homeless. But I think I would have gone with when Buffy gets thrown out. And here we have, is that Halfrek again, or is it Anya? All right, let me look. Hypothetically, let's say someone who wasn't very nice to you had a dress on layaway for a very special dance. Okay. Let's say that despite working their formerly spoiled butt off for it, they still couldn't afford to take it home, and you happen to be in the position to help. Sound familiar? The Six of Pentacles is tugging at your heartstrings and your wallet. If you've been wondering if it's in your best interest to make a loan, share your surplus, or extend yourself for someone else, the answer is yes. Okay, here's another huge disconnect between author and artist. This is showing a vengeance demon. It's got to be Anya. She's got the scales of justice here, and we do have some racial diversity finally, which the Buffyverse isn't really big on, except for Robin and his mom. I'm very confused. They are talking about season 3 when Cordelia is forced to get a job because her daddy made mistakes on his taxes for the last 12 years. And she can't afford to get her dress out of layaway, and Xander goes in and pays for it. Yeah. Now I can see that, Anya dealing out justice, but the one Xander and Cordy is directly money. I'm very disappointed. I'm really disappointed there. I mean, disconnect. So I'm wondering where else there might be disconnects. There's DeHoffrin, the guy that runs the Vengeance Demons, and here's Eight of Pentacles. All right, Buffy's training sessions. That makes a lot of sense. The 9, Anya on Halloween, in her wonderful fruitful garden. And then there's the 10, Dracula. Oh my God, wait a minute, I gotta see what it says about him. The 10 of Pentacles, the X of Pentacles, finds you winning the game of life and know you can't trade the children for more cash. You are heavy on the abundance, low on the strife, and wanting for nothing. Isn't it great? Now that you've made it, it's a perfect time to examine how you can give back, how you can care for your Scoobies. What can you do to make sure everyone around you has enough? Sharing is caring after all. And again, we have zero connection with the image. Yikes. Oh my God. It's, so close. So very close. All right, I got my charcoal lit, ready to do a blessing. I'm dealing with my disappointment. Although the disappointments, I'm seeing missed opportunities. And what would I have done for 10 of Pentacles? It could have been Giles giving Buffy the check, to get her through. I don't know. But the disconnect between what I'm seeing on the card, I just don't understand how that happens unless maybe something was decided and relayed to the artist and then the author changed her mind and forgot to tell him. I don't get it. Anyhow, let's do a blessing. Oh, I move that and I find beads. I find beads and I find crystal chips. This is where I do my beading, by the way, so. So the criticisms that I have are like this compared to this, my happiness in the deck. We've got this kind of mat that's not sliding over. The cards aren't sliding against each other very well. So I think I will be giving this a fanning powder treatment. And by air and fire, may you be purified and charged. And by water and earth, may you be blessed and made whole. And by the sound of the bell, may the spirit be awakened. All right. Now, guides and guardians, allies and ancestors, thank you for being here. Thank you for being so visibly present in my life, palpably present. I offer you fresh water and the fire of Azrael, that you may help me read from this deck. All right, shuffle time. I am hopeful. Oh, yeah, baby. See, they don't slide very well, but they shuffle like a frickin' dream. Oh, I'm so excited because it is a little bit thicker cardstock. This shows that you can have a thicker deck that can also be very flexible for shuffling. They still tend to sort of separate in chunks, I think, because that matte finish makes them sort of stick to each other. It'll be taken care of. Small, very small issue. Like I said, overall, I am thrilled with the depth of this person's knowledge of the Buffyverse. I just wish the artist was on the same page. And they are shuffling cut like, chunks. All right, let's look at the readings. 5 by 5. Your current sitch, the obstacle getting you strung out. Insight on how you can overcome said obstacle represents a thing you're working toward, what you can look to for motivation. I might do that. A World Without Shrimp is a 4 card. If you've been feeling as though something's missing from your life, this spread can help you identify what you're craving. An area of your life in which you feel unfulfilled, an area of your life in which you've been overextending yourself, the energy to invite into your life to help you come out of your shell, and suggestions for actions you can take to feel more complete. We talked about, here's Prophecy Girl. Card 1, think of this card as your watcher for the next 6 months. It sets the tone for your focus, inspiration, and mindset. 2 reveals the overall theme for the next 6 months. 3 represents the big bad you'll be facing. 4 shows what you will draw on to slay the monster. 5 symbolizes a positive force that will come into your life, and 6 describes your key learning at the end of 6 months. Ooh, that one's tempting, but it is very time constrained. All right. I think we're going to go with 5 by 5. All right. So the 5 by 5 reading. And they're telling me to cut and pull because they just don't cut against each other very well. Let me shuffle. All right. So, guides, I'm going to cut and pull cards. So, number 1, our current sitch. Come on. Is the Page of Pentacles. Okay. I like to recut them each time. The obstacle that's getting us strung out. And that goes here. Oh, I see. Wait. Here and here. All right. Insight. Oh, God. And what do we have? Frickin' court cards. This one is insight into how we can overcome said obstacle. Yikes. A thing that we're working towards. Another fucking page. And what we can turn to for motivation. God, we got a major. All right, you guys, we take them as they come, right? Read them and weep. Sorry, you know I have to get things nice and symmetrical. Yes, I am autistic. Okay. You come down here. Now, let's just go straight for the lookup. Page of Pentacles. So this is our current situation. The Page of Pentacles represents novices and inexperienced beginnings. And what better way to represent this card than with Amanda? 1 minute she's singing her heart out in the swing choir, and the next she's infused with the powers of the Slayer. When you are aligned with the energies of this page, you are learning new skills, puncturing, and may feel ready to intensify your training. This is a good time for self-improvement, for focusing on your health, and welcoming some new hobbies you never considered. More puncturing. All right. So current situation is one of practical learning. We are learning on a very basic, practical, fundamental level. If you are currently, and you know, the question I always frame everything with is just for the collective, what do we need to know right now? So collectively, we are in a position of learning new practical ways. And yes, I'm so sorry. If you look at things, especially concerning climate change, we are learning new ways to deal with energy, new technologies, new ways to manufacture electricity, new ways to get away from fossil fuels. So we are learning, and not just learning, but in the position of implementing things. All right, next one is the obstacle that's getting us strung out. Amy Madison has gone from girl to rat to girl again, expanding her horizons and challenging her old ways of thinking. As a page, she symbolizes the beginning of a mental journey. You're opening your mind to new possibilities filled with curiosity and a desire for knowledge. Give yourself permission to explore whatever intrigues you, but maybe stay away from the dangerous stuff. So the obstacle is our mindset. The obstacle always is our mindset. Do we have a mindset that says we'll never do it, it's impossible? Do we have a mindset of just, I'm looking at scythes as swords, and swords are the negative suit. So it's saying that maybe our self-talk is really negative. I read an article the other day about changing your inner dialogue and how much that inner dialogue, or the quality of the inner dialogue, affects you. Now, I also know that some people don't think in words. They don't have like a voice and a conversation in their head. It's like images and feelings and shit, which blows my mind. But the article was talking about how we talk to ourselves in our heads. And I actually did a whole thing on this in Hogwarts, and it was just about speaking to yourself as you would speak to someone you love, not someone you can't stand. And we speak to ourselves worse than we would dare to speak to people we can't stand, like face to face. So the way to start adjusting this is to start catching yourself. And I will catch members of my family if they, say something like, what an idiot, I'm such a rah, 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 and I'll tell my husband, do not talk to my husband that way, or do not talk to my friend that way. So, or talk about my friend that way, so you have to start disrupting that internalized critic and negative voice and abuser, the internalized verbal abuser, So what is our obstacle? The gatekeeper. Our obstacle is mental. Third one, insight into how we can overcome this obstacle. And then we have a page of chalices. So these 3 pages coming up, anything, that is emphatic in a reading has its own meaning. So the fact that we have 3 pages when it was thoroughly shuffled and cut to pick cards is significant. And the pages are kind of the beginning of execution of the qualities of each of these suits and elements, the beginning of understanding and being able to manifest these things. Page of chalices. So we're at a beginning point, we're at a restart point. And physically, as I'm recording this, it is March 22nd, 2023, and we've just had an equinox and a new moon in Aries, and then tomorrow Pluto goes into Aquarius. So if you're watching this from the future, you may be nodding knowingly. Anyway, so this is what we can use, insight into how to overcome. Sweet, gentle Clem, so we can overcome by being sweet and gentle to ourselves, is the ideal page of chalices. His arrival means good news and probably hot wings, so prepare for an unexpected, highly welcome opportunity. This page symbolizes getting in touch with your softest self, conjuring the sort of curiosity you had as a kid, and exploring possibilities you might not have considered. Now, I will tell you that a while back, I started monitoring my own internal dialogue and changing it. And I have noticed that I am calmer. I don't talk to myself like that anymore. I am calmer. I am more accepting of other people. I'm less defensive. It's interesting. So the insight is to just soften up. So we are going through an intensive learning period. We are finding new practical ways of navigating life, but our own gatekeeper, cynic, naysayer is an obstacle, and we need to soften up in how we approach life and how we approach ourselves. And the thing is, the most effective way to go about it is you change here first. We want things out there to change. We don't want to change here. So what we need to do is focus here, soften up to ourselves, and then everything out there can change. All right, next one is a thing you're working towards, and this is, oh, wait a minute, 1, 2, 3. This is number 3. Oh, never mind. How we can overcome this obstacle, and we've got 9 of Swords. Holy shit. All right, let's see. Sorry about that. But we're prepared for the next one. Because you fear it, the world is crumbling, and you may find that your nightmares are made flesh. Anxiety is weighing heavily on your cerebral cortex, but the 9 of Scythes offers a reminder you are not alone. During times of duress, a buff intellect can be a bully. Okay. In times of duress, a buff intellect can be a bully, convincing you that everything is wrong, but it's just not true. Spend some time with your BFFs and have them dismantle your fears in the comforting light of day. So, if this is insight into how we can overcome this, first of all, it reiterates that the dwelling on our fears, dwelling on our nightmares, is giving us issues. But what's an insight that's going to help us is we are not alone. We're going through this all together and reaching out, so we're not alone. A thing we're working towards is softening, opening our hearts, being more loving towards ourselves and to others. What we can look to for motivation is justice. Angel. Goodness, always ready to atone for his past, Angel embodies the spirit of justice. So the majors have a descriptive paragraph and then an upright and a reversed meaning. The minors just have upright and reversed. And as you can see, majors have a full page image, minors just have a small image. This tall, dark, and brooding vamp finds you contemplating the potential consequences and repercussions of a decision. You are seeking truth, but are beginning to realize there are many truths, each right in their own way. All you can do is take action you believe in. Remember, all that matters is what you do. Ooh. What you can look to for motivation. Remembering that our actions are what have a real impact. Up here, we're kind of dealing in our head the negative. Okay. So up here, we're dealing with the negativity in our head. We're ruminating over the problems. It's causing us fear and nightmares, but we're not alone in this. We need to soften up and remember that the only things that really count, because sometimes we can get stuck in thinking too that if we're dwelling on a negative image that we're going to bring it about, But remember that we can't help the thoughts that just come into our heads. We can learn to catch when we're in a negative spin and disrupt it by doing something else, by doing mantra, by engaging in something. I think, mantra works so well for me because I have thoughts that are repeating, and when I speak the mantra, it's something else that repeats and it unplugs, the turntable. So this is reminding us that it's not the thinking that gets it done, positive or negative. It's the actions that we take. And so we're not bringing horrible things into the world just because we're thinking of them and dwelling on them. That the actions we take are what have an impact, and we can take actions that are based in justice, that are based in our own beliefs, in what's right and true, what is just. And let's see, and what we believe in, what is right and just. I had another thought there, and then it went away. So, all right. So I think we can point ourselves towards justice when we act in a just way, when we act as if the world that we want to see is here. It is. It is. There was another Hogwarts thing where it was about trying is doing. That what does it look like to try? When you try something, you do something. Whether you do it well or whether you succeed or not is an open question, but trying is doing the thing. That's what the Eight of Pentacles is about, the apprenticeship card. It's trying, making the effort. So when we make the efforts, when I am living my life in the now as if the world reflects balance and justice and equality and inclusion and all that kind of stuff, then it exists for me. I am creating it in my world right now. Hoo-wee! Happy me, happy me, happy me. You can tell how happy I am by the fact that I'm dropping this video on a Wednesday when it's usually a Monday or a Friday. I couldn't wait. And it is a gift deck. My daughter gifted me with this, so thank you, my dear. I will do a personal reading for her when we are together. But I'm also going to take some time after I stop this video, which is an hour long. Well, you know, it deserved it. I'll look at it again with her context in mind. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. If you're a Buffy fan, if you dug this video, let me know what you think. Do you have the deck? I am thrilled with it, even though there is obviously a profound disconnect. Okay, something's going on. A profound disconnect between the author and the artist at times, but overall, oh my God, I'm so happy. So happy. Thank you, Insight Editions. Thank you for making this fully illustrated and not pippish. Thank you for not missing that fabulous opportunity. Overall, thumbs up. I love it. All right, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit the like if you did. Subscribe if you haven't. I will see you next time. Until then, this is Luna. Blessed be.